Is that a baby raccoon? Yeah. Oh, that's really pretty.
He identifies as a a-hole. He's mean.
That's cool though.
That was a really long fireworks show. I wasn't expecting it to be that long at all.
Hi, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Mac here. Today we're in Arkansas, day 16 of our 20-day trip across the United States. It has been a blast. Yesterday was a bit slow. The day before that, we just arrived here in Arkansas. Today, we're back to running and moving. Today is 4th of July. It's a big celebration. There's going to be a lot of celebrations going on this afternoon. We're going to see the fireworks, but we got to get a lot prepared before that because there's also a big family reunion happening right here tomorrow. So it's going to be a pretty active day, a pretty busy day, a lot of moving around. Yesterday was a lot of fun with family, but today we got to get active. We're going to get moving. But I think I'm going to start out by heading to the gym because, guys, I haven't been going to the gym. I haven't been working out, and I'm feeling the results of that. I'm seeing the results of that, and I have to get back in the gym, and I need to do it. I hate to say it, but I really haven't paid enough attention to my health while we've been here in the U.S. Normally I work out 5-6 times a week, and this is my first time in the gym in about 2 to 3 weeks. And I'm paying the price for it. When I don't work out, I feel a little stiff. I don't feel as active. I've been really kind of putting off exercising because I've been losing a lot of time editing videos, just trying to make sure I can publish this daily video. But I don't want to blame it on that. If I really put enough energy into it, enough thought into it, I could have figured out how to get to the gym. But this day forward, I'm going to have to figure out how to get in the gym every day. I can't keep sacrificing my health. I really have to work on it. You know, I lost a lot of weight last year, and I don't want to reverse it. I want to kind of keep those gains going. I bounced back up and weight a little bit, so I'm just going to pour more effort into just kind of continue to try to get my weight back down again.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So I was just settling into my workout and they kicked me out. And it wasn't me personally, but they're closing because it's the 4th of July, so they're closing early. Normally they open till like 10 o'clock at night. I had at least another hour to go. I was really starting to get back into the groove. I was feeling it, but I had to cut it short. It's fine. There's a lot to do today. We also have to go get prepared. I have to go back and get with the family so we can get prepared to go to the fireworks show tonight. It's rained on and off today, and I hope that it's clear tonight. I hate for the whole event to get ruined by rain. Arkansas is known as the natural state, and every state has a state motto, but that's Arkansas's state motto is the natural state. It is a very unique state. It is only lightly populated as far as U.S. states are concerned, only 3 million people in the whole state. It is a lot of natural outdoor space. That's kind of what I grew up in, just the outdoor space, and there's plenty of it all around me. I'm looking now at the ground because it's just rained, and a lot of times when it rains here, it uncovers 2 things that I really like. One is petrified wood, which is wood that was petrified millions and millions of years ago, and it comes to the surface often here. I picked it up. I used to go and hunt for it and pick up quite a bit of it when I was a kid. The other thing is arrowheads. At least that's what we commonly call them. And these are the arrow tips that were carved by Native Americans. And when they used to hunt these, because they're made of rock and stone, when they shoot them, whether they hit the animal or not, those tips would fall to the ground, and they wash up every now and again. And we used to collect those also when I was a kid. So a cool thing to do would be to walk around and look at exposed earth to see if you can find either petrified wood or an arrowhead. I used to do this a lot. It actually created a problem for me. I used to walk around with my head down so much that I actually kind of got used to walking with my head down like that. And later on in life, I kind of had to retrain myself to walk looking up and not always looking down. It's fun to kind of go back and live some of these moments in my head and actually relive some of the moments like I'm doing right now. Some of the things I used to do. I may get my kids out here and do some of this, or I may just hold this particular little adventure all to myself. We're not in a heat wave like we were in DC. It's hot, but it's not unmanageable. Because I grew up in these woods, I know a couple of really cool places to go to find things like arrowheads and petrified wood. I found them when I was a kid, and I'm glad to see they still exist. I used to come to this ravine often. I guess now it'd be 20 plus, right at 30 years ago. And because it's a ravine and it washes out, it's always exposing new dirt. And it's a great place to find petrified wood and arrowheads. Most people don't know that it's here. You can see there are no steps, no footprints in the ground. I barely stepped in here and I've already found my first piece of petrified wood. Now this is a really small piece, but in ancient times, millions of years ago, this, what looks like a rock, was actually a piece of wood. This is about as smallest piece as you can find. Of course, they get as large as the stump of a tree. You don't find them that large very often. But once you know what to look for, these smaller pieces are pretty readily available. If you know what to look for, you know what they look like, you can find them. And if you know to look in the right places. I look around down here, I think I will come back and bring my boys here. I can tell that no one has been here for years. Here's another piece of petrified wood that I just picked up. And this is a nice piece. It has a bit of texture and color in it. So kind of a different crystallization in this one. But I can see a larger piece right up here. What happened is with the petrified wood, the rock, the sand or dirt will wash away and it leaves pieces of petrified wood sitting on top. Here's a piece right here, and here's a larger piece right there, and right behind it is another piece. And since there are so many wonderful pieces and they're every step that's petrified wood, almost all, not all of these little pieces of rock on the ground, but this is petrified wood, that's petrified wood, that's petrified wood, there. So I will go back, and I may not do it today, but I'll get my boys out here. I'll bring them out here. Any of the kids, my sons, my brother's sons, I think I'll bring them back here and have a little science lesson with them. I don't know if I want to do it today because this soil is clay based, so it's kind of slick. So their shoes will get really dirty and muddy. But yeah, it's obvious that no one has been here in a very long time. There are tons of beautiful pieces of petrified wood just scattered about. My brother and I, we used to go out and spend half a Saturday just hunting this stuff down. We learned how to even see it while riding on ATVs. We could see it in the ditch because it washes out in the ditch. Now the arrowheads that I mentioned, they're a bit harder to find. They also wouldn't be as deep because you can think about as this is washing out, you're going backwards in geologic time. So the arrowheads would be much closer to the surface. I'm probably at a depth here below where you can find arrowheads. The cool thing about Arkansas is that it also has a place where you can find diamonds and you can go and actually hunt for them. And if you find the diamonds, you can keep it. It's one of the few rare places in the world where you have that opportunity. But yeah, I think I will bring the kids back here because they've probably never seen anything quite like this. It's a nice little ravine. It has been here for, as I mentioned, it was here before I was born, probably. I know that it's been here for at least 30 years. Has to be at least 30 years, probably longer than that I've known about it. To watch out for mosquitoes. There are no mosquitoes out right now. You can just kind of look at the walls of this washout and find nice little pieces of petrified wood. I don't see any the farther I go back here because this is kind of washed and filled in. But back up there at the head of this is where you'll find more of the petrified wood. The only tracks I see back here are deer tracks. That's what these scuff marks are in the ground. There are some deer tracks. So I can see deer has been walking down here. Actually a pretty nice sized deer too. Probably a buck. It's been walking back here. But this is how I spent my youth, my childhood. Just roaming around outdoors in nature. It wasn't a bad way to grow up. It's part of the reason Blair and I have often talked about raising our kids up back here in the States. And here's another nice piece of petrified wood. I don't know if you can make this out. Look at this. This is a pretty large piece right here. Again, this is petrified wood. The largest piece I've seen today. That's a nice piece. I'm not going to dig these out or dig them out right now. I'm going to wait till I can come back with the boys, and if Blakely wants to come, I'll bring her as well. If any of the girls want to come, it's not a genderized thing, but whichever one of the kids want to come back, we'll come back and we'll dig out this petrified wood, and I'll explain to them the significance of it and the fact that you just can't find it everywhere. There's only in certain places that you can find it. This clearly means that in ancient times, I don't know which period, definitely millions of years ago, there was a forest here. Just like there's a forest here now, there was an ancient forest here. Parts of the state, maybe this whole state at some point, was underwater. In the mountains, you could find seashells, but in this area, you can find the remnants of an ancient forest. Unless it's a truly spectacular piece with quartz or some other type of crystal embedded in it, petrified wood doesn't really have a value, a financial value for the most part. No one's paying you for it, but it is still cool to collect it. Rocks and collecting things like petrified wood comes from my dad. He used to collect rocks and crystals and stones, and I kind of picked it up from him. Glad to see that old ravine is still there. I can't wait to get back out here with the kids. But for now, let me head back to civilization and go get ready to celebrate 4th of July. Kenzie, look at you. Being friendly? Oh.
Bring me the knife,
You wanted another one? You want another little girl?
No, I do not. I'm happy with my two. Thank you.
They are having a blast. They're having a ball. They're loving it. I was talking about all the rocks that my dad has collected, and here is one of his last projects before he passed away. He took a lot of the rocks that he collected, a lot of petrified wood, quartz, which is also readily available here in Arkansas, and he made a little rock tower, and it's just set here, and it does just have some of the rocks he collected, quartz and petrified wood and other things, other little minerals that he put in there. So that again is my connection to the local rocks here in Arkansas. We're setting up to celebrate the 4th of July. I didn't buy any fireworks. I couldn't find a place that sold fireworks, but my sister is cooking some fish and I don't know, chicken, some other things down here before we go to a fireworks show. So this is like the pre-party before the party. The party will only be the fireworks show, but this is great. A lot of people showing up out here. Beautiful home out here. My sister built this many years ago. And as I say my sister, I should say her and her husband built this beautiful home many years ago. There's a lot of cars here, a lot of people showing up already. I don't hear anyone, so I guess everyone's all inside. It is a bit warm. Oh, he's teaching her how to eat fish, the country style of eating fish, fish with bones in it. She's never eaten fish with bones in it before. Junior's experienced. And then the twins are eating, I think they're probably going to eat just fillets with no bones, or they're going to eat some chicken. So my oldest nephew, RJ, has all of the younger boys sitting at his feet as though he is the fount of knowledge. They're just sitting around him, but he is the oldest. So this is turning out to be a pretty big event. I was not expecting this many vehicles to be here. There's a lot of people out here, and they said that this is the first time a fireworks display, I think since COVID. Everyone said it's been several years since they've done this, but everyone's turning out here, and there's a pretty big parking lot. This is the fairground parking lot, but the cops are blocking that parking lot off, which means that that parking lot is full. We parked on the other side, and it's just a nice open field. Luckily we got here when we did, because I can see that pretty quickly people aren't going to have anywhere to park at all. So we were told that there were going to be food trucks, and although we already ate at my sister's house, I kind of wanted to see what food trucks or what vendors or anything would be here. It's just a very different experience. Of course, there are a lot of people with a lot of American flags. It is American Independence, so the flags are expected, especially for this event. Not to mention the massive U.S. flag, which we're going to go over and get a much closer look at. That is a big flag they have hanging up with two cranes over here. It's as American as it comes. I've been to a lot of these events before, but this is the most U.S. flags I've ever seen in one. I would pick up me a nice little U.S. flag as well, but I think they've all handed them all out, but someone was clearly handing out U.S. flags with the amount of flags that I see out here, which is pretty cool. I think they probably were handing them to people as they were driving up. There's so many out here. That's a nice touch. Very American. This is how we do it, U.S., right? Flags, flags, and more flags. This is clearly a really large community event. I like this. I'm seeing a cross-section of the entire local area. They've done this again, as I mentioned before. My entire life I've seen these events take place. But this is a little different. It didn't used to be at the fairgrounds. It used to be at the football stadium, and everyone would go into the stadium and crane your necks up and look. But I think this is a little more, well, not quite inclusive, but it does allow people to come out and tailgate it almost. So this is more of a tailgating type event, which if you know that that's what you're coming to, it's pretty cool. A lot of people have their chairs out. For years, I celebrated the 4th of July in Washington, D.C., which D.C. has fireworks every year. Although the weather some years in DC is not great, a lot of times it's a bit foggy. I don't know why it's been that way, but many years it's been foggy, so you can't see the fireworks very well. But DC does fireworks, of course. It's the nation's capital, so you're going to have fireworks there. But that's typically where I would see the fireworks on the 4th of July.
So in Beaufort, we would always watch the fireworks from either the waterfront park, or we would go on base on the Marine Corps base and we would watch the fireworks from there. On base you could see it, and you would have like Iwo Jima in the background, like an Iwo Jima statue. And if you did it from the waterfront park, there was the bridge in the background with the fireworks coming over, which was always a beautiful display. Holidays is usually a time when families getting to see each other that we don't very often.
The 4th of July has always been, I think, one of the favorite U.S. holidays. There are a couple other ones that you don't really know how to celebrate, and it's just a day off of work, and you just kind of, it's not as much. But this one has always been big. There's always been a lot of pomp and circumstance built around the 4th of July. People get off from work. Actually, a lot of stores closed earlier today. You saw the gym closed at 4 p.m. So the country kind of shuts down in preparation in a lot of cases for those fireworks. And luckily, this time of year, it's not too dry. Sometimes it's too dry, it hasn't rained enough. And if it's too dry, they cancel the fireworks if it's too wet. But in most cases, you get to have these wonderful firework displays. It's a beautiful, clear night here tonight, so we should have a beautiful display of the fireworks. So unfortunately, it looks like the food truck idea didn't pan out. At least that's what people said. It was going to be pet food trucks. I didn't see anything. There was a snow cone place in there. I was hoping there would have been some food trucks. I actually would have bought some and taken home and ate it later. But that didn't pan out. It just appears to be a really nice tailgating event. Someone is doing a full-fledged competing fireworks show at the exact same time. If you're in the right location, you can see both of them. But the other one has to be from like a private individual. You can buy your own fireworks in the U.S. and shoot them off yourself. So someone invested what would be several $1,000s to put on their own fireworks show at the exact same time as the main city fireworks show, which is absolutely impressive. Or maybe a country club could be doing its own fireworks show. Oh, that's pretty. The firework display is coming to an end, and there were 2 displays going on, and that was absolutely awesome to be able to see them both. Now everyone's trying to get out here all at the same time. We're not going to fight with everyone to get out there. There's a crush of cars. We're going to just get back in the vehicle. It's pretty warm. I'm sweating a little bit because it's hot out here. But we're going to just hang out in the car for a few minutes and just sit down and talk about the experience, talk about what we saw, and then we're going to move on to our next location. You know, the cops are doing a good job of corralling all the cars, but you can still see there is a mass of cars because all of these parking lots were full. And now everyone is deciding to leave all at the same time. It's really not worth it. I see some people still sitting down in the chairs. I think they're a little bit smarter. It's just not worth sitting in the car, getting through all of this. Look at all these red lights as everyone's trying to get out of here at exactly the same time. There's only a couple little roads heading out. They're all, look at that line of cars. As far as I can see, I just see red lights. Everyone's trying to get out. It's about my first time ever seeing a Cadillac CTS. It sounds like a pickup truck with a dually pipes on it. That car sounds absolutely horrible. Horrible.
So we just saw the fireworks show. What did y'all think?
I liked the fireworks show. I thought, because at the start they played the national anthem, and then they had fireworks behind it. So after the national anthem, I thought they were gonna end it.
Oh, that would have been quick.
I like how long it was as well. I liked the fireworks that like swirled as they went up, and then they were the different colors. Wait a minute. And I liked the big golden ones that like exploded and turned into tinier little ones. Oh wait, okay. Tell me what you think, Mackenzie. What did you think about it? Is that it?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Pass it on.
Okay.
To the next.
You gotta share.
I like the fireworks, but for some reason I didn't see any blue. No blue. And the fireworks could have been bigger because the country club other firework place had like much bigger fireworks, and they lasted much longer, I think.
What'd you think, Matthew?
I liked the fireworks, and I wished they could do it like a bit longer. What do you need to say, Malachi?
That was a really long fireworks show. I wasn't expecting it to be that long at all.
We're at Sonic, but only in the U.S. where they want a pickle flavored slushie. Add pickle juice flavored bubbles to any drink. Pickle flavored slushie. Or you can get a lemon berry slush or a watermelon slush and still add the pickle flavor to it. I like pickles, but come on, guys.
Let's be honest, man. How much pickle flavor have we been seeing in everything? We had spicy dill pickle sunflower seeds, then the dill pickle Lay's chips.
So since it was so hot outside, we stopped by Sonic and we got everyone a slushie, to include Kai and Kenzie. They had little mini slushies. So we just did the fireworks show. It's getting a little late, but I'm going to bring the kids over to pick up some fireworks so we can shoot some fireworks off tomorrow on our own. So I had two kids decide that they didn't want to pick fireworks. That's cool. I'm going to take my two other boys, Brayden and Matthew, and we're going to go pick up some fireworks. Is that a baby raccoon? Yeah. Oh, that's really pretty.
He identifies as a a-hole. He's mean.
That's cool though. Okay, so we may have got a little carried away, and then we have all of this. I don't even want to tell you how much all of this cost. We just finished another phenomenal day here in Arkansas, and I really enjoyed it. It was a good day. I think it was a bit much for the kids. What's happening is, I think they're getting a bit overstimulated. They're spending so much time with their cousins. They're getting tired. They're off their sleep schedule. But I'm having to push them a little bit, and I don't like that. But it is kind of what has to happen. Let's talk about it specifically. At the 4th of July celebration, where the fireworks are going on, my kids were tired. They were sleepy. But I felt as though I would be doing them an injustice to let them sleep through it. This was a national event. They need to be awake for it. So I kind of woke them up. They adjusted to it. They enjoyed it. They had a good time. But I didn't like having to wake them up. But I understand, like, gotta push them a little bit more. For a family like mine that lives outside of the country, it's really important for us to try to do as many cultural things as we possibly can. That's the reason we took right at a month to come back to be in the U.S. We wanted to make it really feel very American. I will admit though, my kids are struggling a little bit, and it's because they have spent the last right at 5 years living in the United Kingdom. Slower pace, less people to be involved with, less interactions, less activities, and then they're coming back and they're being thrown full bore into pure American culture, American fast pace, just much more active culture, and it's a little hard on them. But it's the culture that they're from. It's the country that they're from. So they're going to have to adjust to it eventually. I'm going to try to ease them into it. I'm going to have some conversations with them over the next couple of days. And when I feel as though I need to push them a little bit, like tonight, to get up and say, hey, let's watch these fireworks. No, you're not going to sleep through this. I'll do that. I feel as though that's kind of my role as a parent, to make sure that they're getting those experiences that will be beneficial and I think that they really need. I don't want to push them too hard. They do have a really great time. And I think my kids have a blessed life. Me and Blair work really hard to provide really well for our children, to make sure that they have a lot of the things that they want, and also things that, well, definitely things that they need, but also some of the things that they want. So that's something that we really push hard on. And we feel as though the opposite of that is that we have some expectations of you. My parents had expectations of me. Blair's mother and her family had expectations of her, and that's how we have become successful. There were people who had expectations of us, and then we did the best we could. We worked to meet those expectations. So I will continue to do what I feel is the role of a dad, and Blair will continue to do what she feels is the role of a mother, which is be supportive to our children, love our children, be there for them, but give them those little nudges when they need the nudges to help them get going in the right direction. So hey, if you've been rocking with us, this is ending up, I think it is day 16. We have about 4 days to go on this 20-day excursion across the US. And these videos, these daily vlogs, I've gotten into a routine now. I think I'm pretty good. I'm going to be up late tonight because I have a lot to do tomorrow, so I won't be able to do the video in the morning. I'm going to be up late tonight just trying to get this out earlier than the video came out today. I hope you appreciate this, guys. I'm liking it, and I'm loving the fact that I'm capturing these memories that we're going to have. And I said this before, I want to hold these memories. We're going to hold them in video form. But I appreciate you rocking with us. I appreciate you watching these videos. I appreciate your support. I appreciate everyone who's left a comment and said, keep going, Mac. I've asked for that, and you've given it to me, and I appreciate that. That is encouraging. If I was saying that and no one sent back a reply, keep going, Mac, and no one was responding, I really would be a little discouraged, like, hey, why am I even doing this? But the fact that the people are watching and responding, I know that I appreciate that, right? That means that what I'm doing is of value to you, and I really appreciate that. You know what? I could keep talking, and I know that I can. I'll stop here, and I'll see you tomorrow.